mortgage rates, what just happened, why, and how can I help you? So if you're an agent or a home buyer out there, please listen in. It's important to know what's going on in the market and what we can do to help you out in the meantime to get through this little phase that we're dealing with higher interest rates. So the expectation of the Fed raising rates this past week on Wednesday was only 0.5%. They ended up increasing it by 0.75%. There was talks of even going up to 1%. Why did that happen? Because last Friday, the inflation numbers came out, and that was 8.6% year over year, and the consumer price index rose 1% month over month. And then on Tuesday, before the Fed even came out to make that announcement, there was talks of an emergency meeting that day. So all this news rolled up into one, kind of affected our mortgage rates and, climbed up here. And yesterday morning, other central banks across the world ended up raising the rates more than the expected rise as well. For example, the Swiss bank was only going to raise it up by 0.25%. They ended up raising their Fed funds rate by 0.5%. So, and on top of all this and all these numbers that I'm throwing out here, the largest purchaser of mortgage-backed securities in the market is no longer the Fed. They stopped buying them. And the demand for mortgage-backed securities is not there for the market to be buying because they're not paying higher yields. Well, this is reality. But why is housing still so strong? It's because we have real demand with qualified buyers, not false unqualified buyers we saw back in 05 and 06. We have a very strong demand. We have the largest group of millennials out there entering the market. And yes, the Fed fueled the market and demand over the past 2 years due to the pandemic. And they were doing this by buying mortgage-backed securities, driving interest rates lower. We were expecting to get to this point before the pandemic even happened. So the demand that's not qualified or that they're on the fence right now, yes, they're going to fall off. And that's going to bring mortgage applications down. And then you have the wealth effect with people losing in the market of the crypto. They were planning on using that money, or they had planned to use that as a nest egg. Now they don't want to stretch their monthly payments and they don't want to, purchase a home. They're going to put things on hold. But when the buyer goes under contract, it's my job to explore all the options that we have. Now, we also have a possibility of buying down interest rates by paying points. I am going to introduce ARM products. Those are adjustable rate mortgages to bring the interest rate lower to offset some of that increase. We will also explore a 2-1 buy down option, which actually lowers the rate by 2% for the first year and 1% over the second year. So it's my job to explore all those options and even then educate our buyers that there will be an opportunity to refinance next year. Why? Because history has told us with every recession comes lower interest rates. And a recession is 2 negative quarters of GDP. And we will end up seeing that here towards the end of the year. It's not going to be the recession that we saw, remember, back in 07, 08. These are well-qualified buyers out there. We're not overextending credit. We are qualifying our buyers. And now we've got 11 million job openings today. Back in 07, 08, there was only 2 million job openings. So we've got some room to even come down on that. And yes, job growth is going to slow down. The economy will slow down, but that's the Fed doing its job. That's what's expected. That was the goal, slow down the economy. But what does history show? In a normal recession, lower rates, so we will see a dip. Remember, real estate is still the best investment out there to especially fight inflation. Now is a time to check with your lenders because interest rates have risen. You want to make sure you are still well qualified. And then again, it's my job to present you options like adjustable rate mortgages, longer term, 7 and 10 year ARMs. Those are fixed for the first 7 or 10 years. Then we will talk about, the 2-1 buy down, lowering the interest rates the first 2 years of that note rate, and then even explore, other options by paying points. So it's my job to do that. Let me help you out and explore all options. The market is still hot in our, and we will end up seeing this, this increase of, 20% dip away because that was crazy. 20% over the last few years in appreciation. Now we're going to see normal appreciation, even if it levels off at 0 to 1%. People are moving because you either need to buy a home, you're upsizing, downsizing, you're growing family, you're getting married, you don't want to rent anymore, live in that apartment. please let me know if I can help out. I will help you go through and navigate through all of your options. Thanks again.